Hi guys. So my name is Cody, and I am a triathlete. Really kind of endurance enthusiast, as I like to say. I kind of want to do a little bit of everything, but that's why I love triathlon because it gives me the ability to do a lot of different sports, and some that I'm not so great at. I'm a former NCAA Division One runner. Nothing special. I had a solid college career at UNT Charlotte. Let's go Niners. I love my time there. I love being a college athlete. I got into running a little bit late when I was in high school. I was a baseball player for a long time, and I always could run pretty fast. I was never a fast like sprinter, but I could just run the bases. I was usually one of the top two or three guys on the team every time we do our home to first kind of deal, and I'd always play left or center. My coaches used to call me like Bambi because I could run. And when I wasn't good enough at everything else in baseball, I went to track and found out I was pretty good at it. And here I am a couple years later, I'm still competing. Uh, my goal, and I've always kind of had this goal growing up, was to become a professional athlete at some level. And not to belittle that at all, like when I say some level, but to become a professional athlete, knowing that I may never become the best at a sport, but giving myself the opportunity to be a professional and be considered at least one of the handful, the 1% in the world of a sport. And I'm a pretty good runner and I love running, but triathlon just kind of called to me. I think it's because it's just a new challenge with different sports. Like I said, it kind of keeps my mind working, and I can get bored at one thing and then want to do the other. And I love the challenge. Anna Haug, who's one of my favorite triathletes, had a quote I recently saw in one of her documentaries for PTO that she wants to be challenged, that she could be a really good duathlete, but for her, that's not enough. She wants to challenge herself. And I kind of feel the same way to an extent, nowhere near that level, but to an extent. And so I wanted to start doing these videos because it's some way of me to kind of record this process and this journey. Right now, the taping of this, I am literally about to go to Finland for the 70.3 Ironman World Championships in 2023. And I'm stoked, I'm nervous, I'm everything in between. I have worked pretty hard this year to get to this point, and I was still a little surprised. The goal was to make it to Worlds, kind of this pie in the sky goal, and not that it was unlikely. I'd done pretty well, and I've been racing triathlon for a little over a year now officially. I did my first try last year. It was an Olympic try, Cal Tri Richmond, and I did pretty well, pretty solid for the first one. I've now done 2 Olympics and 3 half Ironmans. But I am definitely kind of an athlete on a budget, like a lot of us are. But I'm definitely on a budget as a triathlete, and I'm trying to navigate the sport with not being able to spend a ton of money to travel or for a really good bike. And I love my bike. She has gotten me some pretty good races, some pretty good segments so far. But yeah, I'm a little bit of a budget, and I kind of love that in a sense. Not that I won't get better equipment, because you do need to kind of keep up with the technology of the sport, and that is where triathlon is going, especially long course triathlon. You have amazing gear, amazing bikes. We've got carbon fiber blades in our shoes. Like it's definitely growing, but for as long as I can, I'm going to try to be on a budget, and I'm hoping that can also be an inspiration to some people who may not be able to afford putting a ton of time or a ton of money into the sport, at least initially. Do a little bit more about me. So far in my triathlon journey, I have my PR is a 4:48. I did that at Panama City, so not the hardest course, but it was an amazing race. I had a really crappy swim. I am not the best swimmer. I've got really tight shoulders. Thank you, Dad, for giving me those. And I'm still learning to become a pretty solid swimmer, but I've made some really great gains thanks to some great coaches. Shout out to Jen from Mad Dr. Shout out to Jen for her great coaching. She's been my swim coach. He's met with me sporadically a few times, helped me in form. She's really helped me get to this point now where I can at least swim under 40 minutes, and hopefully that's what I'll do in Finland this weekend. Other parts of the sport, I'm still growing. My coach, Danielle, has been great. She's set forth a really good initial plan for me. I've been following it this season, and it's going pretty well. I'm not the best when it comes to consistency, and this is kind of something that I've struggled with for a really long time, and I want to be really transparent about. I am someone who struggles with a lot of confidence. Even when I've done something before, I can really struggle with it. It's something that I battle daily, and just like all of us, anxiety, stress. But getting into this sport, I've had a lot of like imposter syndrome, and it doesn't help that I haven't worked as hard or consistently as I need to. Maybe working hard is not the right way. I've worked hard, but I haven't been consistent. And to really make a difference in anything you do, you need to be consistent. And I've struggled with that my entire life, especially as an athlete. And what I take away from this sport, not just trying to become a pro, is to learn the lessons of discipline, consistency, and hard work just every day. The hard work that sometimes is going to feel like it's leading to nowhere and thankless, but that there is this build-up, this small daily 1% grind to something bigger and better. I am not the youngest athlete either. I am a 33. I'm turning 34 this November. But one thing that I'm really motivated by is that we have so many athletes now who are in their 40s, still killing it and crushing it. You've got 50-year-olds who can do things like run a sub 229 at Boston. This is what kind of motivates me. I want to be this athlete who is a professional, whatever long or length that lasts for, but that's also competing at a high level for a long time. And also who's doing this healthy. I never wanted to get into the sport, wanted to burn out after 2 or 3 years because I didn't take care of my body. Another thing I really want to do is try to get to the point where I feel like I'm competing and I'm fit, but also just in my daily life I feel really good. And that's not going to be every day. There will be some days where I feel like crap, but that's what I want to do. I just realized I've been looking at myself on the camera the whole time, and that's going to look bad. But we're just going to go on. I want this to be really organic. So this is not the first step in my journey, but this is a big step in my journey so far. Molly, hey, come here, stop. Sorry, it's my mini Aussie. Molly, always trying to get attention, even when you're trying to record something. I want this to be really organic and just kind of show my journey, and I'm hoping that I can, no matter what happens, this will be successful because I'll put the work in, and I will get better. And whether that's becoming pro or really elite amateur or whatever that is, I will progress, and I can be proud of that. And one of the things that I want to do through this and through other videos I make, kind of like Sam Long, Lionel Sanders, a lot of athletes who I really appreciate and respect their transparency, that I am not perfect. Hopefully when I get to a higher level, it's going to look like I'm pretty damn good and pretty damn perfect, but I'm not, and I'm never going to be. And I've been inspired by a lot of athletes who haven't been perfect or who have really come up from hard work that looks like it's out of nowhere. Steve Way comes to mind. For years I've kind of followed him. I've been like enamored by what he's been able to do as somebody who never really ran before, and then he's picked up marathoning and was good at it, obviously talented, but you have to put the work in, and you could see it through every year he got better, made the Commonwealth Games, 2:15 marathoner. I mean, absolutely amazing career. And listening to recent interviews with him, he's very much like happy with where he's at. He doesn't need to be that elite athlete. He's happy just being a overall balanced person, athlete. I want to find that too, but I also feel like I have this need to see what my body can do and try to be as best as I can be for myself and for my family, for my friends, for my girlfriend Danielle, for everyone I love. but also for myself. I need to see that I can push towards something and build towards something. That's always kind of been the thing I've been missing in my life, and I want that to be a part of this journey to help me learn those skills. And I know that sounds like, okay, that's not fixing maybe the main issue, if consistency has been a problem, but sports can be a great reflection of life, and in a lot of ways it keeps me balanced, and this is the avenue that I'm choosing. The other thing I want to do is, I obviously have been motivated by a lot of athletes the same way, like I said, Steve Way, who have come from out of nowhere, or have maybe seen that they're in one trajectory and then all of a sudden they make this change. I believe that, like, as humans, we are capable of making change, of being better every single day, and sometimes we just need that reminder. And when I was looking for inspiration, I was just looking for anybody who just did it, who just decided that they were going to do this, whatever it is that they were going to do, and commit to it and found success in it. And I'm hoping that my journey can be that for someone else, whether, it's someone just like me or someone in a completely different situation, that they can take some of the lessons that I've been able to learn and will learn as my journey progresses. So that's like the long kind of road to why I'm here, a little bit of who I am and what motivates me. Again, this is right before I go to Lahti, Finland. I'm really excited to race at Lahti. I'm a little nervous. This is going to be the fastest race I've been in by far for a half Ironman. These are the best athletes in the world, age groupers all around. I get to see some of my favorite pros, Sam Long, Lionel Sanders. So I'm like super stoked for that. But I am nervous, especially about the swim, because it's going to be a little bit of choppy water. It's a huge lake in Lahti, but I'm just going to try to be consistent. Last time I was out in the water was in Panama. I did not swim well. I don't do well in riptides apparently, or in things that have currents to them. So I got knocked out to about a 47. It was pretty rough. I almost actually quit that race. I was like really close. As soon as I got in the water, like I mentally was like, what am I doing? I haven't been out on this. This is crazy. But I took it one stroke at a time. I made it out of the water. And then when I got out and I was on my bike, I was like, let's go time. I know what I can do here. I knew what I could do on a flat course. I crushed that bike. Not the easiest, especially with the headwind coming back, but that was definitely a confidence builder, because I was able to maintain a really nice speed. No idea what my watt output was. I just kind of went. But I was able to maintain really good speed, and I had a great bike time, huge PR. And my run was great too. It was hot. I think I could have ran a little faster, but I was just dying with the heat. Just like everyone else, we were getting beat by it. Highlight of that race, I got to see Lionel Sanders crossing the bridge across to the finish while I was going out. It was amazing. He's an animal. So yeah, I'm coming off pretty high from that race, and now going into this race, and this is kind of, I'm thinking similar to Augusta. Augusta was my second race. I had first big PR there, 455. Crushed the bike course there. Water obviously is easy. That's a river swim. We were moving in the water. I had like a 35 minutes, but again, like it was basically me in a lazy river the whole time. This race is going to be a little bit like Panama in the water, just because there is a little bit of waves. It's a huge lake, so they do get some choppy, a little bit of choppy, not like an ocean, but kind of waves. A really cool thing is I'm going to be able to see people coming back in. They have like this dock that is almost to the finish, so there's people on each side that you're going to be cheering on, going crazy for us no matter what spot we're in, and I'm just going to use that for motivation and try to just keep going as fast as I can. Fingers crossed it's a low 40. I would love that for this race. Bike, I feel really good. I have really gotten confident as a cyclist, and honestly, I feel like I'm a better cyclist than I am a runner, and I'm really excited to open up that kind of path in my athletic journey, because cycling was something I was a little nervous about, especially going outside, road riding. You never know what can happen. I have gotten really confident in it, especially on courses that are not exactly easy. I like to think that I'm a pretty good climber and as a runner, and I think that's starting to translate as a cyclist. My first race, I completely was stupid. Went in, did Blue Ridge, and I I don't even know how I got over those hills. That was my first experience as a half Ironman athlete. That was nuts, but I felt like it set the stage for any other hill I'll climb. So this course is going to be a little bit more like Augusta, some rolling hills, it sounds like. Nothing crazy, it's enough to keep things interesting, but not a lot of times we'll have to be out of saddle. We can probably stay in aero, which is great. And then for the run, it's going to be fairly flat. It's a loop course with a lot of fans around because we'll go by the actual athlete village. So we're going to get like a ton of cheering. That's going to give everybody a lot of energy. I'm really hoping for this race because I'm usually so far behind in the water that when I get out of the bike, I'm usually passing a lot of people. And then the same thing in the run, I'm usually passing people. And there are some faster athletes who I don't really get to be with. But now it's like literally everyone is going to be fast around me. So I'm really hoping that helps pull me along, gives me a little bit more, not motivation, but when you have someone running next to you, you run better. You need the competition, and whether win or lose, I'm really hoping that I can have some good battles with people out there to help push us both and to be as fast as we can be. I hate going by like time. There's no way I'm gonna place very highly. What's the next video next year if we're talking like world championships and maybe making like a top age group, but this year is all about the learning experience, doing a world championship race, going out and competing, and I'm really hoping that I can get down to 4:30s. That'd be really, really nice. Again, I'm trying to become a professional triathlete, and before you become a professional, you have to be one of the top in your age group. 4:30 is a really good time. I'm in that 30 to 34 for this year. I'll be in 35 to 39 next year, but that will put me right towards coming in towards the top if I was in a standard race. And this race can be a completely different story. Top age group will be like 4 hours, which is awesome, amazing. But yeah, hoping to be 4:30 and start maybe making a name for myself with a time like that. I've had some really good drops. So yeah, after this race, yeah, the focus is going to turn into a marathon. Like I said, I'm an endurance enthusiast. I'm going to be going towards Philadelphia. I'm really excited for Philly. I haven't ran a competitive marathon in a while. I ran Boston this year, but honestly, just going out and just doing it for the experience and enjoying it. Not that I didn't work hard for that. It still hurt just as much as anything else. But I'm in really good running shape. Molly, come on, girl. I'm gonna get into better running shape, and I'm going to hopefully throw down a pretty good time in Philly. But I'll make a video for that after we get through Lati. Well, Molly, come on. Again, I want to make this organic. That is my dog barking. She is full defense mode, all bark, absolutely no bite at all. I'll probably put her on a video at some point soon. But thank you guys for listening, for watching. I'm hoping I can bring home a pretty good result for Lati. But no matter what happens, this is all about the journey. It's one step, whether it's a negative step or a positive step. It's a step, and it's one that I can build on. So I'm excited. I'll make another video while I'm there, kind of keep everybody in the loop. But thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I'm hoping this is the start of something good. All right.